Are you wondering why your Boston Terrier is shaking? In this video, we're going to cover 7 reasons why your dog's shaking, coming up. Hey everybody, welcome to the Boston Terrier Society YouTube channel. Consider subscribing if you're someone who wants to learn more about the breed, learn what it's like to be an owner, hear expert interviews, as well as connect with other Boston Terrier lovers just like yourself. I'm Donnie Gardner, the founder of BostonTerrierSociety.com. This is Bella, my Boston of over 10 years, and today what I wanted to cover is why do Boston Terriers shake, and it seems to happen randomly. Bella here, sometimes you'll just look at her and she'll be trembling, and you don't know if it's because maybe she's scared, cold, or something bad could be happening. I went ahead and asked Dr. Reinhard. She's been on the YouTube channel before, and I just want to get her opinion, and she discusses 7 reasons why your dog could be shaking for apparently no reason. She's going to cover these 7 reasons to hopefully help you get a better understanding of why your Boston's shaking. And always, always, always remember, if you see your dog shaking and you're concerned, contact your vet immediately. Without further ado, Dr. Reinhard, thank you for coming on the show.
Hey there, Donnie. Thanks for having me again on the Boston Terrier Society YouTube channel.
Can you go ahead and tell us some of the reasons why a Boston Terrier could be shaking or shivering?
There are many medical reasons that Boston Terriers could be shaking. The most important things is to figure out, is it something normal or is it something abnormal? One reason that your Boston might be shaking might just be because it's cold. A lot of dogs, especially with really thin coats like Boston's, will get cold outside when it's cold. That would be the first thing to think about. Another reason might just be that your Boston is super excited. As you know, Bostons are pretty excitable dogs. A lot of times they'll just shake because they're super excited. Maybe it's because you just got home from work, or maybe they're really excited about a toy, but often dogs that are super excited might just shake because of that. Another reason that they might shake is because they're anxious. This would be more of an abnormal thing. Dogs that are anxious might start to tremble or shake because they're scared. I see this a lot in dogs with thunderstorm anxiety or, fireworks or things that make loud noises sometimes startle dogs, or even dogs with separation anxiety. The good news is there are things that we can do for dogs with anxiety. If you think that your dog is shaking because of anxiety, I think it would be a good idea to speak with your vet. Another reason Boston might be shaking would be from an ear infection. A lot of times Bostons that are shaking their head a lot, that might just be an ear infection. The ears get super itchy with ear infections, so they might shake their head for that reason. Another reason your Boston might be shaking is because they're sick. Sometimes dogs that have a fever or just don't feel good might shake because they're sick or have some other condition going on. I guess the more concerning things would be as if your Boston is having a seizure. Now, usually dogs with seizures will not really be responsive. If you notice your Boston is shaking a lot, in which case you should get your dog to an emergency vet right away. There's also kind of focal seizures that can also cause shaking. And by focal seizures, I mean, sometimes it's just shaking of the head or bobbing of the head, or just generalized a little bit of shaking or tremoring. And that might be another kind of brain or neurological condition. Seizures are just something to be aware of, so that if you notice it, definitely bring your dog in to the vet. The last thing I think about if I notice a dog shaking would be, did it eat something that it wasn't supposed to? A lot of times if dogs eat something toxic, this can make them shake and tremble. Reach out to your veterinarian if you think your Boston might have eaten something that it wasn't supposed to.
Now, what do you recommend if they just got a Boston Terrier and they see them shaking for the very first time? What should they do? Or if someone just sees their dog shaking for the very first time, what steps should they take?
The biggest thing I recommend you notice your dog shaking is to film it. Get out your phone and take a video of it, because by the time you get to the vet, the shaking has stopped. And so it's really hard to explain to your vet what you're seeing. But if you have a video that you can show your vet, this can really help us determine the cause of the shaking or the trembling. The other thing that you can try, if you think it's just because your dog is getting cold, definitely cute little sweaters are perfect. The other thing, if you think that it's from, anxiety, a thunder shirt may help provide a little bit of protection and comfort, and it makes them feel a little bit safer. So that's definitely something to try at home for things like, thunderstorm anxiety. Another thing you could try, if you think your dog is just nervous or scared, is offering a treat. This can help kind of distract them from the scary thing that's happening and get their mind on something else. When in doubt, call the vet. If you're worried about the shaking or you can't really explain the shaking by something normal, like your dog is cold, then it's a good idea to speak with your veterinarian about the symptom, especially if it's something new or if it's something that's been going on for a while. I really think it's important to talk with your veterinarian. If there's other symptoms involved, also that you should speak with a vet. If it's not just the shaking, but if you're noticing, your dog's not eating or your dog is vomiting or your dog is really weak, then I think it's especially important to call the vet and speak with the vet. If it's something that seems to be affecting the quality of life of your dog, I think it's also really important to speak with a veterinarian because there are things that we can test for and things that we can try that as vets that will help your dog decrease the amount of shaking. If you're concerned, I definitely would recommend talking to your veterinarian.
Okay, well, I think this has been really helpful. Thanks so much for coming on the show again. I really appreciate it. Hey, if you're getting value out of this video, consider subscribing to the Boston Terrier Society just so you can get the latest from us. I really hope the interview with Dr. Reinhard helped give you just some peace of mind whenever it comes to your Boston and you see them shaking randomly over in the corner. Remember, just like she said, if you see your Boston shaking, go ahead and record it with your phone just so you can show the vet and give them an idea of what occurred. Just because by the time you see your vet, chances are it's not going to happen. Now, full disclosure, Bella here, she happens to shiver quite a bit. I'll comfort her a little bit. Do I contact the vet every time it happens? No. But if it's the very first time and you're concerned about it, absolutely contact your vet. A Sunday and it's late and you can't contact your vet, you can always rely on pop.com. They actually have a 24/7 vet hotline where you can talk to a vet immediately. And if you capture that recording, you can actually send it to the vet and they can give you guidance from there. You can check pop.com out in the show notes below. Now, I am an affiliate, so I do receive a commission if you happen to purchase one of their subscription plans, but I think it's best to talk to a vet rather than list something in the comments below. Question of the day. Does your Boston shake randomly? What do you do to help it? Put it in the comments below. Just because someone coming to this video, it could offer them some guidance and help them out if their Boston happens to be shivering as well. If you want to check out other health-related videos related to Boston Terriers, you can check those out here with Dr. Addy, or you can check out one of my latest videos here. Otherwise, until next time, life is better with a Boston.